My aunt invited a stranger to Thanksgiving, and somehow he never left. Thanksgiving was supposed to be a quiet family thing this year, but my aunt did something unexpected. She brought home a stranger. What started as a one-night invite turned into a year-long presence that no one saw coming. Here's what happened behind closed doors. Thanksgiving was always one of those family traditions where everyone gathered, laughed, and shared stories. This year, though, something was different. My aunt showed up with a guy none of us had ever met. She said his name was Mike, and that he'd been going through a rough patch. Honestly, I thought it was just one of those invite for dinner, send them on their way deals. But Mike didn't leave. At first, it was kind of interesting having someone new around. Mike was easy to talk to, had stories that pulled you in, and he even helped out with the cooking. But as days turned into weeks, it felt like Thanksgiving was just the start of something no one expected. My aunt started making space for Mike everywhere. In the guest room, on the couch, even in family outings. It was like he'd slipped right into the picture and no one really questioned it. I tried to be cool about it. After all, who was I to judge? But the way things shifted was hard to ignore. Family dinners became less about us and more about accommodating Mike's stories and habits. He had this way of drawing attention, telling these wild tales that sometimes felt a little too perfect. At one point, I overheard my aunt telling a friend that Mike had nowhere else to go and that they were helping him get back on his feet. But as months passed, I wondered if Mike's place in our lives was really temporary or something else. One day, Mike casually mentioned how grateful he was that my aunt had taken a chance on him. But there was this line in his voice that felt off, like he was holding something back. I started noticing little things. Mike leaving the house late at night, coming back early in the morning, and always avoiding questions about what he was doing. I didn't want to jump to conclusions, but it was hard not to feel like there was more going on than I was being told. Still, my aunt seemed happy. She smiled more, talked about new plans, and even started inviting more people over, almost like she was trying to build a new life around this unexpected guest. I kept waiting for the moment when Mike would move on, when Thanksgiving would be just a memory and things would go back to normal. But that moment never came. It's been a year now. Mike's still here. He's part of family photos, holiday invites, and even birthday celebrations. I never thought a stranger at Thanksgiving would become such a permanent part of my life. Sometimes I wonder if my aunt saw something in Mike that the rest of us missed. Or maybe it's just that life has a way of surprising you. When you least expect it, a stranger can turn into family. Have you ever had someone come into your life unexpectedly and just stay? How long before you start to accept it? Or does it ever feel like too much? I'm still figuring that out myself. Don't forget to follow for more.